And then when we lock eyes, sometimes it's like 1 second. I'm like, oh, don't do it. And then my eyes just immediately start watering. But he's my brother, man. Like, for real.
You're about to cry now.
I know, because I love him so much. He's the best.
Yay Networks.
Hey guys, episode 69.
69, man.
Where's that from? The way you did your accent?
I don't know.
I felt like it's Road Trip or some type of show, American Pie.
Yeah, maybe some 80s movie. I don't know. I was just being a child.
Yes, always. I'm joking. Okay, we're doing this at nighttime. So today it was Jeff's first day officially not going into work. How did it feel?
First day of unemployment.
Yeah.
Well, I tried to stay to a routine, right? I'm going to try to get up, work out, and take care of what I need to take care of. But yeah, first day of unemployment, went on there, filled out the unemployment. I had to go to the post office and verify my identity because they make it so hard to go on unemployment. So I took care of all that, what I needed to take care of. And then I actually went over to my old work. That sounds weird. We film at 9 News here in Denver. And I did a show, Sam Shocker and another woman and a couple of people, women host, I'm sorry if I don't know their names, but host, it's called 9 News at 3. So they took Daily Blast Live spot. And to be honest, it's kind of like Daily Blast Live, just a broken down version, because Dr. Coley, if you guys don't watch Daily Blast Live, Dr. Coley is a doctor that we have on. She's a regular on the show. Mm-hmm. We had this guy, Thomas Farley. He's called Mr. Manners. He's a regular on Daily Blast Live. They had him on today.
Oh, really?
And then they had me on at the end talking about father segments versus like moms versus dads.
Was it fun?
It was fun. Yeah. There was 3 moms.
Did it make you sad to be there?
No, we were in a different studio, so it was I didn't go. I should have peeked my head in the old studio, but I didn't want to. But yeah, I'll get to the last day that was on Friday, and a lot of emotions. But like I said, I'm trying to close that door and trying to move forward. So it was weird not having that routine. I'm a routine guy. I need to keep my routine and then add on to it. And it seems like I have more going on now that I don't have a job, even though it's one day. Like this whole week is just packed with running around. Lawson started football. Leighton's going to start football.
Well, that explains why I look the way I do right now, because I've been with Jeff running around too. Yeah. And I had to take Lawson and his buddy to football practice. And then I rushed here and crush some Taco Bell. I mean, Taco Bell's such a jam. The Nacho Bell Grande, I don't need it, but I totally ate that. It was so good. And then now we're here doing this. And so I was like, I just wanted to get in my comfies. I went to the dermatologist today, and I haven't had a skin check in like 2-3 years. And I wanted her to check. I have this scar on my back. I'm not even going to bore y'all with the story, but it's kind of an ugly scar. So I was talking to her about mainly that scar. And so we did the whole skin check. And then on my face, it was like down by my nose. She was like, what is that? And how long has that been there? And I was like, I don't know, a pimple. And it's funny, the things that you would think that you worry about, like the stuff she pointed out to me is nothing. Like my chest is clear. I always get lasers. Like I hardly have any freckles on. I don't think I have any freckles on my chest because the laser got rid of them. And then she's like, what is that on your chest? I was like, I don't know what that is. It's just like a red spot. And she's like, I think that's basal cell. We need to remove it. So she biopsied under my nose because she was like, if that has been here only a year, she's like, we are totally getting like biopsying that. So it's painless, but to be honest, I'm not really surprised if it is positive that I have basal cell. My dad got 88 stitches up on his forehead. My mom, she just went to the dermatologist at basal cell on the tip of her nose. She's got to get that Mohs surgery. And we are just such beach people. My parents didn't put sunscreen on me as a kid. I felt like nobody wore sunscreen when I was younger. I used to go in the tanning bed in high school, and the places we lived in California and then here in Colorado, I don't know if this is true, but somebody told me your chances of getting skin cancer in Colorado double because of the elevation.
Because you're closer to the
Yeah, and I'm always outside in my yard, like working. I do always wear sunscreen. She did say exactly like what my doctor said. She's like, I can't believe how tan you are for being a light hair, light-eyed person. I was like, I get it from my mom. I was like, my mom tans so easy. I was like, my brother gets even darker.
Yeah, but
And
you
then my
gotta watch
sister
it now.
is just white. But yeah, no, I do. But I always wear sunscreen. I always wear a hat. But if it does come back, like I said, I'm really not surprised. But I do all the stuff to prevent. I have my hats. I have my sun protectant shirts. And, you know, I'm always like zapping myself. And I do take care of myself. When I was younger, no. I was putting Basal. You know that stuff?
It's oil, right?
Oh, it's orange. I think they discontinued it. Probably because I used to lather myself in that. It's basically like baby oil and just lay there and fry myself.
So when do you find out if
Probably this week.
Yeah.
And then I mean, if it was melanoma, I would freak out, you know, but it's not. She was just more so. I think basal cell's more common, I feel like.
Yeah.
I mean,
I want to
listen,
go now
people
get
can
my
get. You know, I was going to cancel this appointment. I had it booked for 7 months. That's how long it took. I'm telling you, like, whenever you need like a specialist, an endocrinologist, that was because I wanted to see somebody that when I was like gaining all this weight, that was like an 8-month wait. This was a 7-month wait to see this lady. And I was going to cancel today because I was like, you know what? We're busy, but I'm not concerned about anything. But Teddy Mellencamp, John Mellencamp's daughter.
Yeah.
She was on Housewives of, I believe, Orange County. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Or Beverly Hills. I don't know. Yeah,
She
I
was
do know
on,
what you're talking about.
or
She's on
you know
one
what?
of
I
those.
could be wrong. It was Beverly Hills, I think.
Yeah.
I might be
I'm
wrong.
not sure. We covered it. Yeah.
But I have been following her journey. She's got melanoma, and you should see her back. She's been very open about everything, and her back is really cut up from, they keep finding little spots and they come back as melanoma, and they keep taking all this skin off.
Whoa.
And so I thought about that, and then my mom, and then Justin Anderson, a friend of his, he's a celebrity hairstylist. I follow him as well. And his friend's like, you need to go have that checked out. And he didn't think anything. Ended up being melanoma.
Yeah, I got to go get it checked out too. I wonder, you know, I'm looking at all these things now because, you know, paperwork and insurance and our mortgage went up. I don't want to just keep complaining about stuff, but I'm not really on top of all that. But now that I had to get all the paperwork together, I'm kind of on top of it.
Yeah.
I wonder where our deductible is just throughout the year. Like, you know, for the because the kids go so much. I felt like maybe we went more last year, but I need to go get that preventative stuff checked out because I am getting older.
Yeah,
we're
you
both
should.
getting older, but it's just for the average family, it's insane how much stuff costs just for preventative stuff. Not even, you know, God forbid you did get something and needed more treatment. Just preventative stuff is a couple thousand just going to see the doctor, and they're like, nope, you're all good.
I just got Leighton's bill in the email that for, you know, he had to get stitches under here.
Under his chin?
Under his chin. We went to Children's Hospital, and that was almost $800.
Yeah.
But we weren't even there that long, and
I
it
know.
was, you know, stitches. I was like, $800.
But it's tough. Yeah, that's why, you know.
Why isn't it $200? You have insurance. Where do you know, I did talk to somebody that she works in insurance, and she said a lot of people don't know. She said, I know this because I work in insurance. She said, when you get a bill, half the time it's coded wrong. So you're paying more because it's not coded right. She goes, I know what to say when I call. And she goes, I hardly ever have to pay the bill because I know what to say. I know what I'm doing, and I know about coding or something like that. And so I was like, geez.
Well, that's bullshit. What do you mean coding? And then I just heard, and then we're going to take a quick break. I was talking to Dr. Coley, who I mentioned earlier, and she was saying that it's illegal to charge you for a preventative breast exam in Colorado. So
It's only in Colorado?
I don't know, but she mentioned Colorado. I don't know if it's nationwide, but she did that. And I guess Sam Shocker, again, who I mentioned at the top, called in and they took her bill off.
She called her insurance. Well, we're the same
The
insurance.
doctor.
Oh, called the doctor.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I'll
don't
call my doctor.
look into that, because I don't know if I know exactly what I'm talking about. But you just had that breast exam, right? And it was like $1,000.
No, normally it's $1,500 for the MRI. The MRI without, because it'll show without insurance is $10,000, and then with our insurance, normally my bills are $1,500.
But what is this bullshit? I'm going to keep saying it, like, because if you know the code or encoded or whatever she's talking about, you pay less. And if you know that you can't be charged for a breast exam, so why do they keep charging you? How many people know this stuff? Nobody knows.
Nobody knows, but if you don't know what to, you don't know what to say. I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what.
But it's not like you go to the store and get a pizza and you're like, I'm here for a pizza. All right, $15. No, I'm here for a pizza with 1 Z. Oh, okay. It's $4. What do you mean a code?
Well, yeah.
The government. Don't get me
every
started.
time the boys, if I take them to a pediatrician to get checked over, it's like $200, and it's just to go to the pediatrician. I always get the bill. Last time the boys went in together for both their physicals, it was $400, and they just went in office. It's crazy, but we'll take a break.
Yeah.
I started drinking AG1 9 months ago. It's crazy to believe it's already been 9 months. I started in January, and the year before, I was sick nonstop. Lawson and I kept passing strep throat back and forth. I felt like every other week there was something wrong with me. I was sick, and I was, to be honest, sick and tired of it. And Jeff is the one that always drank AG1, introduced me to AG1 because you were a fan of AG1 before I even got on board. You're the one that got me on board with it. And I take it for my gut health. And I got the flu January 1st of 2024, and I have not been sick since I had the flu.
We've definitely been focused on our health in 2024, and AG1 has been a big part of that. So speaking of your gut health, AG1 contains prebiotics, probiotics, and gut-supporting ingredients to support your digestion, reduce bloating, which you love, and keep you regular, which you also love.
Oh, every time after, this might be TMI, but after I drink my AG1 in the morning, give it a couple minutes and bathroom.
All right. In a recent study, 80% of participants noticed less gas and bloating after 30 days of drinking AG1. That's just a 1 month supply.
In a research study, 97% of participants felt digestion improved after 90 days of drinking AG1.
Yeah, healthy gut bacteria is very important. Something I didn't know when I was younger, but now that I know that when I'm a little bit older, AG1 puts everything you need into one simple glass you take first thing in the morning, or at least I do. And it gets me through my day.
And I can tell when I don't take my AG1, I don't know, I get this feeling. I'm like, oh, you forgot to take your AG1.
Well, there you go. AG1's powdered form makes it easy for your body to digest and access the nutrient-dense ingredients in the formula.
And the zinc, I'm telling you, zinc always makes me feel icky and sick. The zinc in here does not make you feel sick.
Just one daily scoop provides whole body benefits like gut, immune, and stress support. Everything we've been talking about.
So start AG1 and notice the difference for yourself. It's a great first step to investing in your health, and that's why they have been a proud partner of ours for so long.
Try AG1 and get a free bottle of Vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packets with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/togetherness. That's MESS. That's a $48 value for free if you go to drinkag1.com/togetherness. You got to check it out.
Okay, welcome back. So last week, when Jeff and I got a little heated.
Jordan's all nervous because she got a couple of messages. You can't read those messages. You can't read messages.
I'm not nervous. No, everybody took your side. Everybody was mad at me.
They're not mad at me.
So where am I going at with my story? Okay, Leighton had his birthday was great. I did not want any plans. I just wanted to play it by ear. So he had a school festival. We went to that, and then I talked to a couple of my neighbors, some people he knows from school, and I was like, hey, I think we're just going to go to main event. If you want to come. If not, don't, please
Main
don't
event's
feel
like
obligated.
a game place for kids.
Yeah. don't feel obligated. So just a couple families came and the kids had the best time. We didn't do bowling. We didn't do anything that everybody pays for. We just bought them tickets to play games at the arcade area. They all were living their best life. And then I text you and was like, where do you think you're at with your party? I go, don't feel like you have to come home. We're at main event. If you're having fun, stay out. And you said, no, I just left. I'll be home at like 9:20. So it was perfect timing because we were closing out. So by the time Jeff got home, we were actually pulling up in the driveway. And then just a couple people came over, basically our neighbors, like people on our street, and did cake around, I think, 10:30. It was late.
Yeah.
I'm surprised everybody came back over. But like I said, it was so nice not having an agenda and not having anything. So Jeff made it back in time, and Leighton had the best day. My kids stayed up way too late, and the next day were a nightmare because they were so tired. And I always know when Lawson's tired, he cries about anything. He stumps his toe and he cries. But I'll let you talk about your party.
He does what with his toe?
Stunt.
It's stub your toe.
Oh, well, I say stunt. Stump your toe.
I love that. Anyway.
That's what my mom always said that, and I just like pick up.
Yeah, and you guys won't fix it. You'll just tell the death. Just keep saying stump your toe.
My mom still says that.
All right, stump your toe. Stump the yard. So Jordan was kind of, talking about the end of the night, but it was just a wild, emotional, busy day, like from top to bottom, from the morning till night, because it was our last show. There was a lot emotionally going on with that. We do 3 shows a day. Usually people just see the main show, but we have 3 shows. So I wanted to like keep it up, and I was telling like Al the whole time, he's another co-host on the show. I was like, dude, just keep cracking jokes, because I was reading the scripts. I host a late night show that doesn't air here in Denver. It's called The Access Show. It's kind of like Entertainment Tonight.
Isn't it in Texas?
I think it's in, I think
thought
it's
it was
in
Texas.
Vegas, and I think, I don't even know where it airs, to be honest with you. But I was reading my script, and the last segment was really emotional. I started getting emotional just reading the script, and I was like, oh man, today's going to be a tough day. So I told Al, I'm like, dude, just keep cracking jokes the first 2 shows. If we get emotional, we'll get emotional on the last show, because you can't help it, And I was like, if we can, I will, because I already cried enough. But we came out, they made us walk out, and the whole studio is filled with families, right? And I mean, you had to go you brought food for Leighton at his school. We went in.
I was waiting for the internet guy too.
Yeah, we had the internet guy come in.
And he didn't show up. And thank God I always talk about her, my friend Lisa. I called the school and was like, I know this sounds like crazy. I'm sure you get a lot of weird stuff, but I go, I'm here at my house waiting on the Xfinity guy. I go, is there any way I can DoorDash my son, Leighton, Chick-fil-A? I go, I know that's crazy. I go, but I don't want him to think I forgot about him, because I told him that I would bring him Chick-fil-A. So I text Leighton's teacher about sending him Chick-fil-A, and the office was so nice. They were like, oh, for this, we'll make an exception. Because I told Xfinity, I was like, the guy can just be here by himself. I'll just leave and come back. I don't care, because if he steals anything, we don't have anything valuable anyways. So I was like, just whatever, it's insured. Yeah. That's the way I took it. I mean, we don't have it, like I said, we don't have anything like crazy expensive. And so they're like, oh, ma'am, we can't do that. He can't be in your house by himself. So anyways, my friend Lisa is just amazing. Leighton's in class with her daughter. Y'all probably always see her on my Instagram. She was like, no, you go have lunch with Leighton. Lisa came to my house and sat and waited on the Xfinity guy. And that was like just the nicest thing. And then I hurried up and rushed back here to wait on him, which he never showed up. But if I would have known that, I would have went to your show to see a little bit of a taping, and then would have left to make it back in time for Leighton.
Yeah. So, yeah, I went because you have to paint this rock. Did we talk about this rock painting already?
But
you paint a rock, I don't know, in front of the school. So Jordan did that the night before. There's just so much going on.
I got ghosted. I hired I don't know if she's in high school or college. She ghosted me. She apparently is like really, really good at painting the rock, and like you could tell her minions, and she knows how to do it. She's like an artist. And I didn't hear from her. So I was like, hey, what's going on? Because she didn't ask, like, hey, I need my money. And then she never responded.
Who cares? So, yeah, I mean, this story is so long because it's such a long day. So I went and took pictures with Leighton, left there, went to work, and then did the first 2 shows. And like I said, so then the main show, we walked out, and it was packed, like with all family there. And it was really nice, and it really hit me, you know, when people were cheering, and I looked around. And when I referenced 9 News earlier, I meant like a broken down Daily Blast Live. I didn't mean that the way it came off. I meant like production wise, it's a skeleton crew compared to Daily Blast Live is kind of what I meant, because they have one person working the cameras and stuff. And we have a full production, sound guys, a camera guy in every camera, and, you know, the directors and producers and things like that. So the 9 News version's very small, broken down. That's what I meant, broken down. But it was just packed full of people, and I don't know, it just got me emotionally. And then they said, like, pick emotional story, because they wanted to pull on the heartstrings, not like we needed it. And we did a story about Kendrick Castillo. And if you guys don't know who Kendrick Castillo is, I interviewed his dad, John Castillo, and he was a victim of the school shooting here in Colorado a couple of years ago. And I interviewed his dad right after it happened. I went to his house, and they showed me Kendrick's room. And that was so emotional telling that story. I couldn't even like talk, because, you know, that kid's a hero, and he saved it's called the STEM school here in Colorado, and he jumped on the shooter, and he ended up getting killed himself, but saved, I think, a lot of lives that day. So
do you still keep in contact with the dad?
No, I'm friends with him on Facebook. I hope he saw that segment, but I was really broken up. And ironically, on my way home from work, every single day, the path that I take, I see Kendrick Castillo Memorial Highway every single day on the way home from work.
Oh, really?
So the story really hit me. It was Leighton's birthday, and yeah, it was super. I couldn't even get the story out. So it was just an emotional day. We ended on a high note. They showed like bloopers and, you know, best ofs and stuff. And it was just a really well put together show. It was an emotional roller coaster, not just for me, but for the audience. So it was a really good show, a good way to go out.
I turned it on while I was waiting on the internet, guys, so I could see the signing off. I had to see that. And it was Al. Al got me.
Al really
I got
broken
teary-eyed, and he couldn't finish it, because Al's normally the jokester, and he started crying. And then I got teary-eyed from watching Al, because whatever I watched, you didn't get as choked up. You said something really good.
Yeah, I was trying not to.
And then Al talked, and then it was just like, oh.
Yeah, and I hate when Al cries, because it like really gets me, you know, because he does it. He always says like, I'm old black man. You got to push your way down. But then when we lock eyes, sometimes it's like 1 second. I'm like, oh, don't do it. And my eyes just immediately start watering, you know, but he's my brother, man. Like for real.
You're about to cry now.
I know, because I love him so much. He's the best. But yeah, so, I mean, after that emotional show, it was weird. People started like breaking down the studio, and things came off the wall and stuff. And then I went back to go get Leighton and pick him up from school, because I wanted to be there.
Oh yeah, you
picked him up from school, went home, changed, then took an Uber back downtown. I don't know what it is.
And the
I
boys
love taking,
were crying.
Yeah, the boys were crying because I left, but I don't know why. I think it was just an emotional day for everybody. But I talked with this girl. I'm an Uber driver talker.
Oh my gosh. Jeff wants to be best friends with I told y'all, when we're in the Uber, you always end up like hugging the Uber drivers, and you like make a bond with them.
Yeah. All right. So let's take a quick break, and I'll tell you about that, and we'll wrap it up. All right.
Welcome back. Jeff has a story for you guys.
Yeah, so I guess you're an Uber driver talker, or you're not. I'm definitely an Uber driver talker, and when I have a couple drinks, even more so. And if you're from outside of this country, I'm a little disappointed when I get an American Uber driver. I'm like, oh man, you're just from here?
Yeah, I don't talk to anybody.
The girl I talked to, was from Somalia, I want to say.
Okay.
I think, but she was a young girl, and I just, she was quiet and had like broken English, and I was like, "Where are you from?" And then I just tried to relate with her, and you just learn so much about talking to somebody because you don't know what they're going through, and she can't go back because of like war over there and things, and like her whole family's over there, but she can't go back. I hope it's Somalia is what I'm thinking, but I don't think it is Somalia. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, it's oh no, the Sudan. I'm sorry, not Somalia, the Sudan. Because I'm like, I knew it was an S, but I'm like, oh, I went to Egypt, in Africa. And she was like, you went to Egypt? I'm like, yeah, Zambia and Zimbabwe. And she got all excited. She's like, you did? You were over there? And then you kind of connect on some level. So she was telling me about her family and stuff, and I was telling her about my family. And people don't communicate anymore, So I went to the party, which was bittersweet. We had to say goodbye one more time. Our boss Bert gave some really beautiful speeches. I think I cried
and
again.
A really nice
and a really
note.
Nice letter he gave me, old school.
Jeff cried. I read it to him.
yeah, it was a rough day. And then I actually bailed. I pulled an Irish goodbye, and I just ran out of the party because I had to get back for Leighton's party, and I'd made it.
Leighton didn't have a party.
No, I had to make it for his cake. So I kind of talked to everybody, and then I just ran out of there because I didn't want to get more emotional and say goodbye for the 10th time. So I just kind of ran out of there, and I told a couple people, I'm like, I'm running out the back. I love you, buddy. Tell everybody I love them, and I'm leaving. So I just bounced. But yeah, I made it home, and then my Uber driver on the way home, we got in deep convos too.
Weren't you hugging?
He was the homie. Yeah. At first he was kind of like, he got a little gangster, But then we started talking, and we got in, not politics, but just like social, culturally and stuff. And we were on the same page. And at the end, he's like, you the homie, man. And we were like hugging in the car. It was the best. I love it. I love because you don't connect that with people like that. And if you sit down and have a chance to talk to somebody for like a half hour, whether it's an Uber driver or a podcast or at a restaurant or bar or airport, whatever, people don't communicate anymore. They just want to put a label on you and justify their thoughts about what they have in mind for you. And I can't stand that because that's not the world. That's not it. We're in the wrong
would be scared
mindset.
to be an Uber driver. I feel like late at night, you don't know who you're getting, and people get drunk, and sometimes people get mean when they get drunk.
Oh, yeah.
Especially that girl driving.
Yeah, well, she was during the day, and then at night, and the guy's like, yeah, you're my last ride. I'm going to go out and have some fun. And he had a kid. I don't know, you bond on a different level with talking with people that you normally wouldn't talk with. And I enjoy that. I really do. I love that, And if I could somehow convert that again, like into Around the World for Free or a show like that, I think it'd be really important, especially in today's day and age, because nobody communicates. They communicate online, and you get a couple bad messages from people, and you think everybody hates the podcast. And that's not real. That's not real life.
I'm kind of like that. It just depends. There's some days I like being social, and then there's other days, if I'm at pickup, I'm like, I don't feel like talking today. I was actually having this conversation with the neighbor she's like, I'm an introvert. And if you met her, if she doesn't socialize, if you were like new to the neighbor, she wouldn't wave and say hi to you. And I never took it as she was being rude. I was like, she just doesn't want to talk, And now she talks to me and like waves to me, but we were at the same party, and she's like, I'm just shy. She goes, my husband's the opposite. He loves to talk, and she goes, I don't like talking. I like being alone. I like,
And that's perfect.
And I told her, I said, that's fine. I said, just because you're around people here doesn't mean you have to talk.
No, but here's my problem. And I know who you're talking about, and I'm not talking about her at all. My problem is if you don't communicate your opinions, but then you have a strong opinion online, but don't socialize at all, I have a problem with that. Because you're just going off of stereotypes and labeling somebody what you think they are when you don't even know that person at all. So if you're not going to socialize, you shouldn't have a strong opinion about who that person is if you didn't have a chance to talk to them. You get what I'm saying? Because there's so much like cultural stuff and societal stuff and sex, it's just so many things. And I think we need to talk more. Like I'm scared to talk about some subjects because I don't want to get in trouble. And I think that's where we are in the world. Like, I don't want to make an opinion on this because I'm not that, right? So I don't want to really give my opinion, but I could give you an opinion on what it's like to be a person and socialize. And you could tell me your problems and I'll tell you mine, and we could figure out a better way to solve them instead of not talking, which is where we're at in society, and we both go our separate ways and formulate our own opinions without even talking to each other. And I think it's a really big problem that we have in America right now. Am I going too deep? I'm not drinking, I promise.
I agree. But hang on, this is off the rails and random.
Let's go for it.
You said sex, so this makes me
I meant
think.
like sexual identity. That's what
I know, but you said sex, so
I know,
then
yeah, I
that
did.
came to my mind. I was in Target looking for I shared this on my Instagram. I was in
Switching
Target
gears.
looking for a COVID test for my neighbor. I went up to two people and I'm like, I'm trying to find the COVID test. Where are they? You guys, I'm sorry, I keep itching my eye. I got a sty. I got removal here. That's why I don't have any makeup on either. That's why I look crazy. Anyways, and they kept sending me to the aisle where there were condoms, KY jelly, stuff like that. And I'm like, there's no way the tests are over here. And I kept looking. I was like, there's no way. So I kept going to a different aisle. And then we go back to that aisle because the guy goes, it's on aisle 9. And Leighton goes, oh, Mom, is this it? And I go, no, that's close. It was a pregnancy test. I go, that is a test, but that's not the one we're looking for. I was like, look for COVID tests. And so Leighton's like, is this it? And he goes, Mom, this looks like a tree with a branch. Y'all, Target? No, it looked like a cake pop to me. It was a vibrator that you can put in your pocket. And it like a little motorized one. And they have all these different options. Like one looks like, I don't know, like a stack of snowballs. And
I don't know.
one looks like a cake pop. Leighton said tree branch. And then I'm like holding it.
Stack of snowballs.
Yeah. And I was looking at it. I'm like, what are you supposed to do with that thing? You know? Yeah. You did. Yeah.
Use your imagination.
I know. And then I go, Leighton, put that back. I was like, we found the COVID test. Let's go. Let's get out of here. But I mean, maybe I'm a prude, but Target having vibrators? I could see maybe online where,
Right.
but like little kids walking by.
Do you need to capitalize that market?
But what if you're like, hey, Greg, how's it going? Good to see you. And you're at checkout and you're like checking out your little vibrator that you put in your pocket.
What if like you put it on the thing? It was like,
I know.
you're like, hi, Miss Johnson. It's your school teacher.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Because like where we're at, our teachers live in our neighborhood. And yeah, you see people. Today I went to the grocery store. I saw like 3 people I knew, and I was not wanting to be social. So I was like, Mom, stay on the phone with me so I don't have to talk to anybody.
What kind of old school though? Like, I think young kids don't. I don't know.
No, I think it's like the new, it probably doesn't even phase.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Those kids are probably like, oh, it's just a vibrator.
Right. That's what I mean. I don't think it phases.
But like
that.
me,
But like your mom would be mortified.
Oh, I
you know,
called
or
my
your
mom.
Grandfather.
I called my mom after, and I go, Mom, because Leighton bought you. My mom sent him birthday money, and Leighton, I was just letting my mom see what he got on FaceTime, and then I was like, Mom, did you know Target's got vibrators? Mom goes, what? She goes, no, they don't. And I go, it was a vibrator, and she goes, oh my Lord, what is this world coming to? You know, like,
Yeah. That's what I mean. I think it's just generational. I think the new generation doesn't.
I know, but me, I felt embarrassed. Like for
We're kind of in
Leighton.
between. Yeah, for Leighton. But
Yeah,
they don't
but
know what
these
it
young
is.
kids now, I mean, geez.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Well, we're coming out with some merchandise, maybe throwing a Togethermess butt plug in there. You guys can carry it around and show your friends.
Oh my gosh. Okay. On that note, we're going to end there. And if you need a vibrator,
If you need what?
I said it like a vibrator.
Yeah, you got like embarrassed.
Oh my God. Aisle 9 and Target pleasure
Maybe
aisle.
endorse those bad boys.
Oh God, no.
Why not?
Yeah. All right. You
Let's get
guys
paid.
go have fun. Thank you for downloading, subscribing, continue to tag your friend, all that stuff. Hopefully my sty goes away. And
Jordan needs to get sewn back together.
yeah, I'm falling apart.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys next week. And I got to go find my kids.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.